Okay guys, what are we going to be talking about? Going to be talking about Marlon West. You haven't heard of Marlon West yet, have you? He's the guy who's going to be standing for Mayor of Greater Manchester. He's the Restore Britain candidate. Going to be showing a video of him in a moment. Yeah, we'll show the video, then we'll talk about him. Yeah, so we're going to be talking about Marlon West, the Restore Britain candidate for Mayor of Greater Manchester. Oh, the image, that's me watching over my great-granddaughter, Bonnie. It's a couple of years ago now. She's 5 now. It was a beautiful day out. I only get to see her once a month, but it's fabulous. I watch her like a hawk. I watch her. She is never out of my sight when she's with us. Defend her with my life. All patriots would defend her, actually. It's what patriots do. Anyhow, let's go have a look at this video of Marlon West. Pause, Paul.
Was groomed and trafficked and tortured from Manchester. Imagine your daughter being raped by over 60 Muslim men and not being able to do anything. I push more now for accountability with professionals, social workers, Great Manchester Police, politicians, local councillors, because they all covered up the rape of my child.
This is a national crisis. So even families I speak to in, let's say, Norfolk, exactly the same patterns. So I'm not surprised. The general public might be surprised, but as a father, I'm going through what I've gone through. It doesn't surprise me one bit. If you look at this, they're all Labour-run councils, and I can experience in Tameside the cover-ups that they've done with my daughter, and they don't want to open that up because it will destroy the party. The rape gang inquiry is going to be published today, which will expose a lot more of this. They've identified 700 survivors. There's going to be thousands. The issue is, and I speak to a lot of survivors around Greater Manchester, and a lot of them haven't come forward yet to the police because they don't have any trust in the police.
Rupert was the only politician that would support me. I went to Jess Phillips and she put a hand in my face and said, no, we don't need a national inquiry into grooming.
For example, with my daughter, to date, they still say she hasn't been groomed, but the evidence is overwhelming. I strongly believe around accountability. Obviously, the people who are grooming the children should go to prison, but also accountability of professionals. And I feel really strongly on this. Where there is clear evidence of covering up of safeguarding and non-discussion for whatever reason, because they don't want to be seen as being racist, prosecutions should happen to professionals. I feel absolutely manipulated, not by just Jess, but the Labour Party.
Greater Manchester Police, when my daughter was 14 years old, who'd been missing for 2 weeks, the police found her and strip searched her after having 2 weeks of rape.
What I want, going back to what you've said, is accountability. For example, with my daughter, she had a social worker who didn't protect her. This is where I get really, really upset. They didn't protect her, and they still have a code of conduct. Because they didn't want to be called racist or there was having political pressure, that doesn't matter. The child is paramount within this, and keeping the child safe, which is what they've not done. This is one of the biggest papers what's ever been published on grooming. We've been extremely transparent, yet we're not getting any kind of recognition from the media. Personally, I think it's appalling. More so for all the survivors who've been involved. They want a voice for this. Eventually, the 2 officers text me and said, "Your daughter is safe. She's with her friend." So the police left her there with the groomer.
This isn't just happening in Rotherham or Rochdale. This is happening all over the country. And local authorities and professionals and Parliament are covering this up, and it has to stop.
Where you are now, I am so proud of you on a different level. Sorry. Because you come so far. This moment now, compared to how you looked at 14, 15, 17, you've just come so far.
I got two granddaughters. One in her 20s, one in her teens, and a great-granddaughter. I can only imagine what that poor girl went through. I don't want to imagine it. It's too horrid. I read some of the reports. I had to stop. Nothing but respect for Rupert Lowe and his team who had to wade through it. Marlon West, what did he go through? What did he try to do? What would I have done? What could I have done were I in his shoes? Oh, politics, politics. Sometimes we got to look beyond the party rosette, haven't we? The party. We got to look beyond like slogans, all the noise, point scoring. Look at Marlon West's story. Okay, what's he doing now? Well, he's going to stand as the Restore Britain candidate, isn't he? For Greater Manchester. You just saw the tape, didn't you? That was a real human story that all men can relate to. Oh, his daughter at the end. You could see the trauma still in her eyes. Will she ever get over it? I don't know. I pray to God she does. I pray there's a God who listens. We're going to need justice. Those policemen he spoke about, they need to face justice. British people will demand justice. Restore Britain will demand justice for the politicians and the people who allowed that to happen. Marlon West, he wasn't speaking about the safety of young women from a distance, was he? He wasn't telling his story for political gain, political theatre, or even a debating point. He's been through it. He knows. He knows. God, I feel it here in my heart. He knows from his own family's painful experience what can happen when vulnerable young people are failed by the systems that are supposed to protect them. My granddaughter, the older one, she was a bit of a wild child in her teens. Could have happened to her. Thank God it never. Thank God she's okay. Looking at my granddaughter, great-granddaughter. Marlon West's daughter, Scarlett, is a lovely name. Scarlett, I like that name. Boy, she suffered, didn't she? In a way, no girl, young girl should suffer. No woman should suffer. And Marlon, her father, well, he had to live through, what, fear? A sense of helplessness. For a man, that's a terrible thing, to feel a sense of helplessness, that you can't do anything. I bet he felt anger. I would have. It must have ripped his heart out. Seeing, if you like, those, well, what he would see as failures unfold. Bound to have changed him, isn't it? Bound to have changed him. Even reading about it changes me to some extent. He's got a different kind of understanding now, I suppose. Expect he'll read the committee reports, press statements. That's not understanding, is it? He's experienced it firsthand. He was in the middle of it. He had to live through it and somehow find the strength to carry on for those around him. Yeah, I think he'd make a great mayor of Greater Manchester. He understands. He's lived through it. So you know, like when Marlon talks about protecting young women, about safeguarding young women, about accountability, who should be held accountable, and making sure institutions do their job. Yeah, I think we should at least have the courtesy to listen to Marlon. This isn't about politics, is it? Not to Marlon. This is personal. It's about his daughter, about families, about parents who should never, never have to fight this rotten system to get their children protected. Yeah, young girls can be difficult. Sometimes they think they know better. That's when you've got to protect them even more. Protect them from themselves. Protect them from those who prey on them. Doesn't matter what you think of Restore Britain. It's what Marlon West is talking about is important, isn't it? That guy has been through it. He's lived that painful experience. He doesn't want other families to go through what he's been through. We went out and fed the ducks after. Off to the left in that image, there's an old woman sat in the wheelchair. It's kind of funny, not funny, made me think. I thought there's a young girl at the beginning of her life, and an elderly woman sat to her left, reaching the end of hers. I hope the old lady had a good life. I'm doing my best, and those around Bonnie are doing their best to make sure she's having a wonderful life. In a way, she's privileged. She's got so many people surrounding her. She's cocooned in love. Should people vote for Marlon West? I think so. Not just because Restore Britain has great policies, but for his experience of life. Marlon West. He's standing because he wants the people of the United Kingdom, not just Greater Manchester. I'm sure he'd make a great mayor. He wants it to be, he wants all of the United Kingdom safer for young women, safer for families. He wants the establishment to be more accountable to ordinary people. I think he's got a message worth saying, don't you? Yeah, his message is definitely worth listening to. Oh well, let's wish him luck, is it? I pray his daughter recovers. Oh, just so sorry for both of them. So sorry for all who've suffered that way. Okay, guys, that's all I got for you. You've been listening to Paul Morris, The Green Arrow. Don't forget, like. If you're not a subscriber, consider it. Consider becoming a member. Help this channel grow. Help us make Restore Britain grow. I'll see you on the next one, guys. Boy, am I blessed to have a great granddaughter like Bonnie.